happening? What's happening? We trapping, we trapping. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. I appreciate all the love and support. Give me a 1 if everything sounds good. Give me a 1 if everything sounds lovely. Shout out to Miss Patrice Langford in the building. Shout out to Miss Gina L. Chase. And you already know we got that fried bologna in there for you. You already know it. Shout out to Bruce, got the toxic juice. Yes, sir. Shout out to Michael Lockhart. Yes, sir. Shout out to CMO2476. Shout out to Desmond Iron Man, DC4 Life, Texas in the building. What's happening? And shout out to John Jones, Kelvin Hicks, Rev Rebel 95, Cowboy AJ 1295, Top Shotter in the building, Mr. Hoodlum in the building, Jose Banks, Derek Williams, Christopher Gillis. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. Make sure you hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. We trying to get this trap jump around the corner now. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Let's get it. And you know, first and foremost, we gotta make sure these haters doing the most. And that's hate, man. Y'all make sure y'all get these likes up, get these shares up. Let's get it, man. Shout out to everybody rocking. Yeah. Let's go. It's too easy sliding in. Let's go.
This money in my face. Hey, I just blew a bag, ran it back the same day.
Let's get it.
Ain't no looking back. Came a long
Shout out to
way.
South Texas, the whole South Texas in here rocking with me. Yes, sir. Go Spurs too, sir. Go Spurs. Keystone in the building. What's happening? We in the building. Let's get these likes and shares up. Let's go.
Landlord is showing how to ball, boy. You ain't even on the team, you just a
ball boy.
Real high, used to run
yes, sir.
But it's real now.
Let's get it.
Fly. I probably average your career.
Yeah.
Nigga one day hating on it, probably wanna kill. Yeah. When they got our own band, we hollin' a deal. Yeah. Long little CEO, CIP the dollar.
Let's get it.
Took my brother, that made me
get
go
that like
harder.
Yourself for the squad. It will not charge a card. Shout out to Miss Nisa sliding in. Let's get it.
I know that they hate the way
ball, man. Ball, man. On the chain.
Money in my face.
Let's go.
I just blew a bag, ran it back the same day. Hey, ain't no looking back. We came a long way. Hey, I know that they mad, but
let's let them hate. Hey,
that what make them hate.
Let's get it.
That what make them hate. Hey, and we just getting cake
and they just in the way. Hey,
that what make them hate. That what make them
Big
hate.
Big Dad 86. Oh, slime in.
Hey.
Shout out to everybody rocking. Shout out to everybody rocking. Shout out to everybody rocking. Now, you might think you at school or maybe even at home or watching me through a phone. But I promise you, you are in the trap, sir. I promise. Make no mistake about it, man. I hope everybody's doing good this morning. I hope everybody's doing good this morning. And we almost close to some football, y'all. I tell you, I can smell it. I can feel it in my veins. I can feel it boiling in my blood now. I can feel it. Hey, we've been waiting a long time. But now it's finally here. It's around the corner. We just a couple of days away from a first game for your Cowboys, man. And, you know, we won't see no big-time players get no run, but still, this roster is so deep that we can see everybody. Like, we can see a lot of talent going around from the first string, second string, third string. Like, we can see a lot of different talent that's coming out there from every position. So I'm locked in on almost every single position. So let's go and crank this thing on up, man. Oh, it's just nefarious news, of course. You understand? Shout out to everybody rocking in the Trend app. And first and foremost, you know, we doing some housekeeping. This is the Trout Raffle, and you get a chance to win Madden 24, a jersey of your choice, or a t-shirt, or Landlord Sports merch. And you got to the 17th. That's when it ends. And I got a winner announcement to make for the Slam Williams t-shirt from Thursday to Thursday. Today was the last day. We did a little extra bonus raffle. If you donated from Thursday to Thursday, you got a chance to win a Slam Williams t-shirt. But this raffle is still going on to the 17th. And the winner is Miss Patrice Langford, man. Everybody give it up for her. Give it up to Miss Patrice Langford. She was the top donator from Thursday to Thursday, so make sure you hit me up on one of these social media platforms, Miss Patrice, so I can get some of your information and I can get your size. You can send me your size on here and give me some of your information or something like that so I can get that shirt out there to you. And we appreciate your support in the Trap House. We really do. Trap. So, yes, sir. So, Miss Patrice will be going home with the Slam Williams shirt. But, like I said, the other raffle ends on the 17th. But let's get into it. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Shout out to Cowboy Brian in the building. Queen Cowboy in the building. What's happening? So, let's see. These are some positions that I'm looking for in the preseason, man. We got a loaded roster. Ever since Mike McCarthy has came on this team, he has made sure that this team has some competition, have a competitive roster. And that's something that's getting overlooked these days. Mike McCarthy has made sure that the competition been top tier. So let's see. In the running back room, you know, I'm not excited to see any of those quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying? So in the running back room, I say Deuce Vaughn and Malik Davis. I'm very excited to see those boys. I want to see exactly how good they are running behind this offensive line. And we know that we don't have the top tier offensive line depth. That's another thing that's concerning. But everybody's been raving about Deuce Vaughn. And he's such a little guy, bro. Like, I know that's the first thing everybody gonna say, but you really just got to see it in person. But, excuse me, one thing I will say about him, though, he seems like he's tough about it, though. He's been small his whole life, so it's nothing new. It's something that he's already adapted to. He's been the smallest guy at every level, so it's not nothing that just happened yesterday. So it is a different level of intensity that he has to play, and he has to go hard every play. He understands that. He's not shying away from no contact or no physicality. You know, he's going to give it his all, so that's all you can ask for far as a smaller guy like Mr. Deuce Vaughn. So I can't wait to see him get his opportunities to run between the tackles. That's what we want to see. And we just need to see him get popped one good time and pop back up with the ball in his hand. That's what I want to see. I want to see him be able to withstand some of these big-time hits and just pop back up. Because, being honest, he could have that Tiki Barber effect. You know, if you watch Tiki throughout his career, Tiki Barber hardly ever just got hit real hard. Like, he was able to just manipulate the way he fall and stuff like that so he wasn't getting injured or he wasn't taking too many big hits. So a guy that's so elusive like Deuce Vaughn, he could be able to like dodge a lot of those big time shots with him being so small. And then he got a top tier advantage with him being so small coming from behind them huge offensive linemen. About time you see Deuce Vaughn, it might be too late. So it's a lot of different pros that's coming from Deuce Vaughn being such a small guy. We already know the cons. So I can't wait to see how it materializes out here Saturday in this preseason game, because I'm sure the coaching staff going to give him a lot of runs. So I'm excited to see that. I am. Trap. And we all know about Malik Davis. Malik Davis showed me a lot last year. Y'all know that was my guy. I made a video about him. I feel like he should be running back 2. Even though we signed Rico Dowdle, I favor Malik Davis. I feel like he's a complete back. Not too sure about the only knock I have on Malik Davis is him in pass pro, but I think that can come with some reps. I think if he has some reps, if he keep getting some of his reps, he'll get better and better with that. Miss Gina said, landlord, television went out last night in the cinema room. Hubby had to buy a new television last night so we can watch our boys in crystal clear picture. Yeah, you got to get them TVs right. It's about that time, Miss Gina. It's about that time. You got to make sure you got the 4K, the 8K, all that good stuff, man. You got to make sure you got all that good stuff. And then you got to make sure you got that fried bologna too, Miss J.
Fried bologna
you gotta make sure you got
sandwiches. Fried bologna is so good, it's a different meal than cold bologna. I feel like when you burn bologna, you burn the poverty out of the taste. I can't eat cold bologna sandwiches. It tastes totally different.
You got to make sure you have that fried bologna with you when you watching the game too, Miss Patrice. You already know that. They might not know that, but we know that. We understand what you need. You understand? That's part of your checklist when you're watching the Cowboys game. You know, you get you some fried bologna, something like that. You understand? She said, yes. Carl, man, said he need a new TV too. Hey, Carl, don't you just be wanting to spend some money. I bet you got a TV over there, man. I already know you, sir. You got to watch you. Carl just want to spend some money. But, yeah, man, I'm excited to see this running back core. I feel like this could be a very, very telling preseason for them. It's a very telling preseason for them. We got to see what happens, how this shake out. Because, like we said, Rico Dowdle got paid. Like, we ain't acting like he got $2, $3 million like a big-time contract, but he did get re-signed. We could have let Rico Dowdle leave, but we didn't. It was something the coaching staff seen in him that they wanted to bring him back, so that's important. We got to pay attention to that. It's a lot of dark horse players at these positions who I feel like we just overlooking to a certain degree, so it's going to be real interesting in preseason, man. It's going to be real interesting. And we know the wide receiver battle is going to be a battle to the death. You already get ready. Ain't no telling what's going to happen with this, man. I'm excited about it because we got a long list of wide receiver talent and wide receiver depth that we got to see. Like Turpin. What is Turpin going to do? You know what I'm saying? They saying that Mike McCarthy said he's going to play wide receiver predominantly. We don't want to see him at special teams at all. I'm good. We know what he's capable of. Let him play wide receiver. I want to see how he show up going up against somebody else, going up against other DBs. That's what I want to see. I'm good on the special team stuff. We understand who he is.
Hey, can he push me like that?
Can he push me like that?
Hey, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Like,
You know they going to put some hands on you, Turpin. The risky thing about jamming Turpin, though, if you miss him, it's over with. He's so small, he's a small target to try to get your hands on. So you gonna be risky no matter what you do as far as Kevontae Turpin go. Like I said, my only knock on him is some consistency in how he catching the ball. If he come out there and catch the ball consistently, that boy could be a Pro Bowl as a wide receiver or something. He can go crazy. Who knows? I think he can go crazy if he can get some reps like that. Because there's no question about his ability. No question. No question. Starting and stopping like that. Then you got other people to look out for. My boy JT, Jalen Tolbert. This is big for him. This is big for him. We got to see him really show up. I seen an interview yesterday. They said he was feeling like he's night and day as far as his comfort level, and I'm excited, man. I really think he was held back by a lot of these complexities of Kellen Moore's offense last year, and I'm pretty sure everybody feel like the leash is just cut off now. Everybody feel like they could just go and do what they need to do right now, man. Trap. Everybody just know it's time to go. Everybody knows that we don't have to think about a whole algebraic expression before we start running routes. We already know where we're trying to go. Dak knows where we're trying to go. It's not too much thinking and too much decision making on nobody's part. So I feel like that's an advantage to your offense. When you doing all that stuff, I think that kind of gives the advantage to the defense. So now everybody's excited. Everybody is focused and motivated because they know exactly what they're doing when they get out there on the field. And I believe that's going to add more chemistry with the wide receiver and the quarterback. It's just a lot of benefits to simplifying this stuff. And I just think a lot of people kind of take it as a shot to Dak Prescott. No, This is finna be so much easier for Dak Prescott. He finna show y'all who he is.
It's me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan.
It's finna be a lot easier for Dak. We finna take half of his homework off of his plate, off of his table, and he gonna be shooting through these reads and these progressions because it's gonna be so easy. He's used to calculating 4 or 5 different things on one play, and we finna break it back down to him just knowing where his receiver's going and throwing the ball to a spot. And that's gonna be like, that's gonna work wonders for him and his timing and his you know, him getting the ball out. That's gonna be work wonders for him. But Jalen Tolbert is somebody that I got my eye on for sure. I think him and Turpin and this guy right here, Dennis Houston, who nobody's talking about, the former starter, even though it was for a few games. Even though it was for a few games, man, Dennis Houston is somebody I'm looking for. I'm looking out for him. I don't even know if they're going to run him in the preseason. Do y'all think? Because, hey, I don't know. I think they might feel like they know who he is, but we'll see. I really want to see Dennis Houston. I want to see Dennis Houston because the only thing I'm discouraged about is I don't know how confident I am in these quarterbacks, though. These quarterbacks don't want to do nothing. These quarterbacks don't want to do nothing like these quarterbacks ain't got like nothing for you. Because last year they was barely giving the ball to the receivers, and that was one of the things I did in my breakdown, what I did with Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert, he was getting open all preseason, but the ball couldn't get to him. The quarterbacks could not throw the ball. Shout out to landlord from Wakanda in the building. He said, stop the Boise State guys slander Kellen Moore season. Hey, man, good luck for that. Good luck with that. Because he going to have a good year until it get real. That's what I say. He'll have a good year until it get real. Till it's back against the wall, till the going gets tough. That's when he'll show his true colors. Amp says, I told Bounce yesterday, it's very hush-hush about Dennis Houston. Man, look, I ain't gonna lie. With us having Brandon Cooks now, I ain't too worried about it, but like if Brandon Cooks wouldn't have been here, I would have been afraid of Dennis Houston like being pushed to a starting role. So now it's easier for him to just be addition to this wide receiving core. If you tell me Dennis Houston gonna be my wide receiver 4 or 5, I'm good. I just don't want him to be my wide receiver 3, sir. That's all I'm saying. Trap. I just don't want him to be my wide receiver 3. If you tell me he my wide receiver 4 or 5, sign me up, because we seen that him and Dak got more chemistry than anybody outside of CD and Michael Gallup. Dak and Dennis Houston might have more chemistry than him and Brandon Cooks. Now, don't forget about that. Dak had all the chemistry in the world with Dennis Houston. So do not sleep on that. He been working with him in the offseason and all that, man. It's a lot of stuff that people overlooking and forgetting about Dennis Houston. This dude came and just shocked everybody last year and started. So you mean to tell me in a questionable wide receiving on the back end of the roster that he don't have a real shot? Miss me with that. He got a real shot. Shout out to Tavis Banks with the $9.99. I appreciate you. He said it's funny how they'll dink and dunk is back when Aaron Rodgers looked the same his first few seasons on the Mike McCarthy SMH. So you say it's funny how they'll dink and dunk is back when, you talking about with Dak, I believe. You saying it's dink and dunk when Dak do it, and they didn't have nothing to say when Aaron Rodgers was doing it. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know if I interpreted that right, Mr. Tavis. But if that's the case, you're right. Because I looked at, even when everybody used to criticize Dak, man, I used to look at it like, hey, he's managing the game. You want your quarterback to be a game manager. You want him to be like the game manager. And like, if you really paid attention, man, Tom Brady was just like the greatest game manager in the world for like a large amount of his career. He wasn't just this gunslinging dude who was just doing everything he wanted to do. Tom Brady was just so elite with the game management, like the management of the game. He wasn't too impatient. He'll check down. He'll dink and dunk you all the way down the field and go continuously just score and be unstoppable. Y'all know that. I know that sounds crazy, but Tom Brady he was just like the greatest game manager. That's all he was. And then he developed into being a great quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He developed into that like on the back half of his career. But at first, Tom was just an elite game manager. Like, I don't know if y'all get that. So they done made the term game manager be offensive, like being bad or negative. But I don't think that's to be true. Like, you don't have to have your quarterback being a star every time. Like, that's just some stuff that we have in Dallas. Like, we feel like Dak Prescott got to do everything. He got to move mountains. He got to do everything in the world. That's what he got to do. I'm almost started preaching. I almost felt the spirit. But I'm just telling you, only in Dallas is where we feel like the quarterback got to move a whole mountain by himself. That's not how it should be. Like, we understand that it don't take only one guy. You need the whole team. So even in the most winning organizations like Pittsburgh, like the Ravens when they had they thing going in New England, all those quarterbacks was doing it with their team. They wasn't just doing it by themselves. And their team didn't expect them to do it by themselves. So that's something we need to realize in Dallas. The reason you're not winning is not only because of your quarterback, it's because of your whole organization as a whole. So don't make no mistake about that, man. I think y'all be a little too surface level when we start talking about stuff like that. And a lot of people just so angry that they emotional when they start to look at this stuff. They're not looking at it rationally, because it's easy to think that Dak Prescott, that's the low-hanging fruit, that Dak is the reason that we're not winning when we wasn't winning before Dak Prescott. What is y'all talking about? When you take one of those variables away and then you still get the same results, how is it Dak Prescott? Like, if you let some of these people tell you Dak is the reason that the Cowboys won't win, well, what was the reason before Dak got here? Because he only been here 7-8 years. We ain't won in 20 plus. So what was the reason before him? That's all I'm saying. You got to realize that some of these people just have these biased narratives and always want to hate on your team just because they know what gives you clicks. Because why? You already know why.
We are America's team, the most watched, the most hated. Y'all don't like us, but y'all tuning in every Sunday.
They know they trying to get them likes up, man. But y'all got me slightly off track. But hey, that needed to be said, though. That needed to be said. I ain't mad at you. But let's get back into the content. But we already know that those people like Dennis Houston, they on the horizon, and do not sleep on these boys. Because I'm telling you, Dennis Houston got just as much a right to the throne. Whoever Game of Thrones fans in here, you know how the plot go. Everybody feel like they deserve a piece of this Iron Throne. And Dennis Houston, as far as this wide receiver 4 go, he feels like he got a stake in it too. But you got a young player like Jalen Brooks coming right here making great plays too. So, hey, this wide receiver core finna be crazy, man. See, that's a good example right there. Like, everybody look at long speed like it's the end all be all, but y'all don't get it. Like, bro, as far as wide receiver go, just because you ain't no 4-3 guy, that don't mean you can't get separation. That don't mean you don't have acceleration. Like, a lot of people don't get it when it comes to that. They think just because a guy fast that he just gonna be a good wide receiver. No, it don't work like that, sir. It don't work like that. You know how many fast guys who just fizzled out real quick? Like, look at Tavon Austin them and stuff like that. They had him under some of the greatest offensive minds in the world and couldn't do nothing. So don't think just being fast is gonna get you there. You still need a lot more other attributes. And Jalen Brooks, they say he only ran a 4.6. Some of the top wide receivers in the game running 4.5, y'all. Do y'all understand this? Trap. CD Lamb was a 4.5 guy. DeAndre Hopkins was a 4-5 guy. Like, you don't have to be this blazing fast dude. You need to be deceptive. You need to be smooth and, decisive with your route running. It's all about manipulating the DB, making him move his hips. It don't matter how fast you do it. It don't matter how fast you're coming at him. If you can make him move his hips in the opposite direction and get separation, you're going to be effective. And that's just like we seen people like Jason Wynn do this, and he was never fast. Jason Wynn went never fast, y'all. What's going on?
Trap.
Man, Jason Wynn was getting open for 20 plus years winning, child. Y'all know I ain't lying. That means you got the knowledge. Like I said this the other day, you have people who just know how to do it. Like, it's different when you say, okay, somebody got the talent to do something. Then you got some people look at it and say, I know how to do this. I don't need all this extra stuff to get it done. I know exactly what I'm doing. So when you go into it like that, it's easy work. It's easy work. Just like Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup he just beat Stephon Gilmore, and Michael Gallup ain't the fastest guy. He just understand how to get open. He understand how to get separation. It's little subtle things where you might bump him with a shoulder when you coming out your break, and that's your separation right there. It's all about your techniques. You can be a technician in route running too. It's not all about your speed. But John said, I thought 4.5 was fast. Hey, that's what I ran in high school. They told me I was slow, I don't know. But I had to learn later on that 4.5 wasn't that bad. But it's a lot of wide receivers who was doing their thing at 4.5. Like, it's not about your 40 speed, because sometimes you're not running 40 yards, and sometimes you're running more than 40 yards. Like, 40 is really just track stuff. Like, you might not never need... Some guys don't even run fly routes like that, like, because they ain't fast. But it's about how you can get the DB to go where you want him to go. However you can get him to move his hips in different directions, that's how effective you will be. Like, why you think players like Cole Beasley and stuff, he was small and still was breaking down people. He was still breaking down people and consistently open. I think Dez was a 4.5 guy winning. Dez was like a 4.5 guy. Dez wasn't just no burner like that. He still was getting open. Like, he was still getting open. Let's see. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I believe Dez was like a 4.5 guy. Like, it don't take just this burner to get open every time. Let's see. King G in the building says, man, Cooper Kupp get open down there every play. Boy, 4.6 guy, exactly. Hunter Renfrow ain't no burner. He route running crazy. They said Dez was a 4.4 guy. Damn, I thought Dez was a 4.5 guy. Somebody confirm that for me. I thought Dez was like a 4.5 guy. I could be wrong. I'm going off the top, but I thought Dez was a 4.5 guy. Miss Jacket said the word on the street, the Bengals are getting Joe Burrow's contract together. Boy, the Cowboys going to be so behind and having to pay Dak $60+ million. They better get it together, Miss Jack. They really do. Because everybody going to be mad at Dak, and it's really the Cowboys dragging their feet on getting it done. Michael Lockhart said it's 54 likes and 101 in the chat. Good grief. Y'all be wanting to see me do this. Look at that little boy. Look at the pain on his face. Look at this man walking around with his head down. How you gonna say no to a baby? What more do you want from me? You got me staring out the window. Now I got this legendary ugly cry, man. Don't be like that. Don't be an Eagle. Don't be an Eagle fan, man. Hit that like a shell for the squad. It will not charge a card, man. Don't be an Eagles fan out here, man. Don't be that way. Don't behave that way. Okay, Google says he was 4.5 too. I'm telling you now. I kind of know this. I thought he was a 4.5 guy. That ain't mean it's 100% right, but from what I remember, my recollection said he was kind of like a 4.5 guy. Miss Jacket says, I am not upset, but our fans will be saying all kinds of negative things about Dak, and it's not his fault. Exactly. They need to get on top of that. Choctaw says, Google lies a lot, man. So does the NFL. yeah, you can't trust. It's kind of hard to trust any source these days. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of got to double research. You got to check this way, check that way. So what does he run then, Choctaw? If you know, let me know. DP Johnson in the building. He says Dez ran 4.55. VD ran who is VD? Vernon Davis? I don't know. 4.5. Gallup ran 4.5. All 88s ran 4.5. Exactly. I'm telling you, like, the 4.5 gang is really the ballers at wide receiver, but you'll let people tell you that you need to run 4.3 all the time. That's not really the truth. He said, don't let that tip fall from your eye. Hey, that's the only reason I got these glasses on, so y'all can't see it now, I'm telling you. I be in here teary-eyed all the time because y'all don't want to hit that like button acting like Eagles fans. I don't want to see my Cowboy fan base acting like Eagles now. I don't want to see that. Don't want to see that. JB says, NFL do lie and mess up at times. Yeah, and then, like, if you ever played football, I know Choctaw played football. Like, y'all know that the scouting report be wrong anyway. Because you know the coaches be boosting you up. You know, I think I was about 6'3" my whole time I was playing. I ain't that tall. You know they'll boost up that scouting report. They'll add a couple of more inches on you, a couple of more pounds on you, make you sound crazy. So, yeah, we already know the little manipulation they do in the scouting report, but I think they're a little more strict in the NFL, though. I don't think you could just lie like we used to do in our little leagues, like when we was playing. I'm slam drunk. My life, but yeah. But let's get into some more of these position groups I'm looking for. But that wide receiver core is going crazy. And that was a dot by Dak too. And that's bland. See, that's crazy right there. Now, these are the tight ends that I'm looking for. I don't know if y'all checked out that video, man. Make sure y'all check out the videos. I'm trying to touch back into my video fan base. I done kind of fell off on the videos. I stopped doing them for a long time. I don't know why, but, you know, I'm trying to get back into it. But the tight end room, we got John Stevens Jr. I just did a video on him yesterday, and Princeton Fant. Those are two of the tight ends I'm looking forward to seeing. And, you know, the John Stevens Jr. guy, man, it was real shocking to hear them talking about him so highly on the .com. So I had to go do me some research, man. But this dude is 6'5". This dude is 6'5", 200 and some pounds, a former wide receiver coming out of the Raging Cajuns in Louisiana. And, man, this dude got some talent on him. He can run routes. He can do a lot of stuff. He high-point the football, a big-time red zone receiver. So the people, Isaiah Stanback and some of the other people that was on the .com, they was raving about him, saying he made his way up to some first-team reps. And I really thought that was interesting, man. We know we got Luke Schoonmaker coming down the pipeline, and he's getting healthy. He seemed like he was pretty confident when I talked to him for that little small time I talked to him. So, hey, we got to see how this tight end core end up fizzling out, because I think it's room for like two more. I don't think they're going to let go Sean McKeon. He's had a roster spot like from the beginning of the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Sean McKeon did, but, I mean, I know he talented, but he ain't really just showed nothing like that. But he been keeping a roster spot, so they probably ain't letting him go. So of course you got Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot, and I don't think Sean McKeon going anywhere. So you got one more tight end roster spot. We usually take 4, I believe. We usually keep 4. So John Stevens Jr. could be somebody that shock you and get on this 53-man roster, because Lunda Wells been talking highly of him, and you know he did mention Princeton Fant as well. So you know Noah Fant, Princeton Fant, that's his brother or cousin or something like that. But he's a smaller guy. You know that's like that's big versus tall, because John Stevens Jr. he's 6'5", and I think Princeton Fant like 6'2". He's very small for a tight end. So that's something that we're going to have to check out. We're going to have to see how that shake out. DP Johnson says, I love our undrafted tight ends. We need to stop drafting them and just get them out the mud. John Stevens Jr. got Lunda Wells behind him. He's our next tight end superstar. Sorry, Schoon. Ooh. You coming like that, DP? Ooh, see, hey, he was making noise out there because I remember it was the first day I went to practice. I was like, who is 49? I didn't know who 49 was. And all I seen him doing was making plays. So I'm like, when I hear the .com talking about it, that's what made me go do some research because I'm like, who is 49? Who is 49? He was making catches. So, hey, we gonna see. And then one of the biggest things about him, they saying that he's a deep threat, and we don't have a deep threat far as the tight end room go. We don't got no deep threat far as the tight end room go. Well, we got to see Schoonmaker. He's just not making his way on the field. And, you know, Peyton Hendershot's supposed to be a seams type guy, but we haven't really seen him materialize yet. Then you got Jake Ferguson. I feel like Jake Ferguson gonna kind of be like an in-between kind of guy. I feel like he could do some seam work, but I don't know if he got the speed to do it. So that's going to be interesting, man. Like, if John Stevens Jr. can come in here and be a seam guy, a deep ball guy that can stretch the defense, he might have a role on this team. He might shock everybody and have a role on this team. So all I can say is Mr. Luke Schoonmaker better not get hurt no more. He better not get hurt. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is he better not get hurt no more. He better not get hurt no more. Because Mr. Stevens right there lurking in the background. Chata said Ferguson is a deep threat dude. I don't know. I ain't seen him do much in the seams. I done seen him make some good catches, but when I think of deep threat, I'm talking about down the seams. For a tight end, I'm talking about stretching them seams. Yeah, they calling them stretch. That's which one, Stevens? I think you talking about Stevens, right? Yeah, they already got a nickname for him. And they call the other one Bull or something like that. So, yeah. C. Burleson says Stevens can do everything all the other tight ends can do. That pick was a mistake regardless. Chill out, man. Don't do him like that. Let's see what he can do first. I don't want to do Schoonmaker too bad because I want to see what he can do first. That's all. Christopher Gillis said, but Ferguson coming in high, I don't think he gives that tight end one spot up. Nah, I don't think he going to give it up, but I'm talking about like Stevens going to get in that rotation. I'm just trying to see can he get on this 53-man roster and be the fourth tight end? Because now he wouldn't be able to beat Schoon. They ain't gonna give him no priority over Schoon. He said, I watched him in college, bro. That's all Wisconsin does. I'm talking about with the Cowboys. I don't remember him doing a whole lot of seam work. So I ain't saying that he can't. I'm just saying what I've seen. And I don't remember him doing a lot of seam work down the seams with this team. I don't. I mean, hey, I could be wrong, but I don't recall. But I hope it translates. I like Ferguson, though. But this is what the coaching staff, this is what some of the insiders saying that none of these guys can do that. None of these guys are doing that in the middle of the field and stretching, being a deep threat as far as the tight end go. That's what they saying. So they were saying that John Stevens gives something that nobody else got. Well, yeah, you got a point, Chata. You got a point. You got a point. That's why I said even with Peyton Hendershot, you remember I was like, we haven't seen him have the opportunity to do it. So I don't know who you put the blame on, but we haven't really seen it. So if John Stevens come in here just doing it, that's a good sign for him making this 53-man roster. But I think we did a good job on the tight ends. Let's see. We already know Schoon. We got Schoonmaker coming next. So we got to see what he do. But I did like this little one play he did. I want to see somebody get on the line with him. That was a nice little physical play by him. So we looking forward to seeing what Schoonmaker can do, man. He looks like he's healthy. He told me personally that he's ready to go. So we ready to see that, man. We ready to see that. Now we trapping in the trenches. Shout out to Dwayne Brown with the $10 super. I appreciate you, sir. said, this is my fee for showing up late, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, you're late, but you know, you ain't never too late though. You long as you slid in, you came in good. You understand? I appreciate you, sir. But we trapping in the trenches. We looking for what's going on in these trenches. I can't wait to see some of these players. I got a decent list of players that I think get overlooked a little too much as far as the O-line go. So now you got the O-line, you got Richards, Awesome Richards, and Matt Waletzko. These two players that I have my eye on, trying to see what's going on. And, you know, see if they can actually translate their game to this level. You know what I'm saying? You'll have to see. I want to see Awesome Richards go up against some real competition. I don't think I've seen him much. So it's kind of hard to make an impact in the trenches and count, because these guys ain't going 1,000%. They ain't. So I want to see what's going on, really. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them go up in the game fashion. So when they going 100%, when they trying to make their case to being on this roster, I want to see them going crazy at it. That's what I want to see. And we know Awesome Richards supposed to be this strong guy, strong with the K. So I want to see that play out on the field. And y'all know I like Matt Waletzko. I want to see him be able to transition into being able to deal with some bull rushes. I want to see somebody like Tank go at Matt Waletzko. Why we ain't seen this, man? That's one thing that's one knock I have on the Cowboys training camp. That's one knock. I want to see some of our top guys go up against each other. I don't think I've seen that enough. I want to see some epic battles between Trey and CD. I don't think I've seen that enough for my liking. And another thing, I want to see some of these up-and-coming players get picked on. I want to see y'all send Micah at Matt Waletzko. Y'all send, y'all send Micah at Matt Waletzko. Send Sam at him. Send everybody you got at Matt Waletzko and see how he come out on the other side of that. I feel like if you send him through a gauntlet and just see how he deal with it, man, that'll work wonders for his game. That'll work wonders for his game, because we want to see how he come out on the other side. It might come a time, you know, knock on wood, that he might be the person that we got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? We might have to have him as a starter on this team. He said, well, Waletzko sucks along with Ball. I don't think so. Like, I think Waletzko can play. I just don't know how he deal with power. He got all the footwork in the world. He actually moved well for such a tall dude. Ball, on the other hand, I might be with you on Ball now. Matt Waletzko actually moved pretty well for his size and like, you know, for his skill set. I think Matt Waletzko can play. I ain't sure. You know, he kind of remind me of Terrence Steele when he first got here. Just a big, tall, lanky dude that, you know, kind of got to figure out what's going on. And we dogged Terrence Steele out when he first got here too. We dogged Terrence Steele out when he first got here too. When he had that bad game, we was on his top. But he had to find his way, and now he's one of the better right tackles in football, I feel like. So maybe Matt Waletzko just got to get him some reps, man, and figure this stuff out. Maybe he just got to get him some reps and figure this stuff out. Waletzko has had a good camp. That's what Christopher Gillis said. I'm telling y'all, man, I think Waletzko can play. I think you just got to give him his shots. I think we just got to see him. Like, you know how you can believe something and you can feel like somebody can do something. They capable of doing it, but I got to see it happen. I got to see him actually put in that work and actually translate this on the field. Like, I can believe he can do it. I just ain't seen it. That's all. Just because I ain't seen it don't mean I don't believe he can do it either. You know what I'm saying? I just got to see it with my own too. That's all that means. DP Johnson says we draft the O-line and probably running back next draft. Should probably grab a kicker deep everywhere else. Yeah, O-line and running back. Some argue we don't even need a running back, but I feel like we do. Shout out to It's Too Easy with the $4.99. He says Josh Ball needs to go immediately, man. Trap. Hey, I ain't lying, man. Josh Ball, he looking pretty bad, man. Like, every time I seen him, every time his name come up, it's not in a good form. And he going to have a phenomenal preseason for him to be able to stay on this team. To stay on this team, he need to be able to have a phenomenal preseason. Don't tell me we got an Eagle man in here. Good grief. Y'all done got real bold. You know it's football season coming.
Trap.
This young man said a sweep. Hold on. Let me check his temperature real quick.
Smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you? Look at me, boy. Don't you smoke crack?
Hey, man, you got to check these boys' temperature in here, but what's wrong with you?
Trap.
You forgot we got Dak Prescott on our team, don't it, sir? I think you forgot. Yeah, he's not hurt no more. He's on the team. So, you know, when that happens, y'all catching L's over here. And make no mistake about it. And, you know, sometimes I be getting the urge to slide on y'all boy, too. You better chill out, sir. That's how we stepping over here, man. That's how we stepping over here.
Trap.
We sliding on these boys, man. Hey, it's almost that time, sir. It's almost that time, sir. I feel it in my bones. I can't wait to see y'all boys, man. We coming up on them, bro. We gonna. Hey, that cat was so smooth when it, y'all. Hey, we smacking y'all up like we do every year. So make no mistake about that, man. You must don't know where you at, sir. You in the trap with it, bro.
Trap.
You must don't know where you at, sir. You is tripping. But yeah, man, we ain't tripping on that. We know some people are crazy, you know. Don't do drugs, kids. He talking about sweeping the Cowboys with Dak Prescott. Never happen. That'll never happen. But let's continue. We know we got some holes on the O-line that we need to be filled. And, you know, we trying to see, can these young guys get it done? But on the defensive line, I got even more questions as far as these guys go. We got a lot of improving guys on the defensive line. Gallimore, sir. All I'm going to say is it's looking real grim for you, man. You got to step up, sir. Gallimore, it's put up a shut-up time, sir. It's put up a shut-up time. Hey, it's been how many years? Been far too many. And I just, you know, we've been waiting for it. It just ain't happened yet. You know, we done had this clip loaded and you just don't want to shoot. I don't understand what's going on, man. But Gallimore, this is your year. They done drafted on the defensive line heavy as of late. You got Chauncey Golston right there behind you. You got Junior Feihoku right there with you. You got Quimbo Hanna. You got a lot of defensive tackles that's right there in your way. And we always liked it, Neville Gallimore, but, man, he never really did nothing. So, man, this is his time right now. We need to see something from Neville Gallimore this year. He's at an ultimatum. You know, if he have a bad preseason, man, just be on the lookout. That's all I'm going to say. Just be on the lookout. But I am interested in players like Chauncey Golston, though. Chauncey Golston is an interesting player. He kind of started flashing last year towards the end of the season, too. And to me, he always been sort of a hybrid defensive tackle, defensive end kind of guy, even coming out of Iowa. I believe he came out of Iowa. But him coming out of Iowa, he was always this super strong with the K kind of guy that you couldn't move. And that was him playing defensive end. Once he get his hands on you, he's going to control you. You won't move him. So that was already some defensive tackle traits. So now the Cowboys then converted him to a defensive tackle. And now he still got some of that athleticism. Even though he put on some weight, he still got a decent level of athleticism. So it's going to be interesting to see what he developed into. Like last year was the first year that they transitioned him into a defensive tackle. Now I'm ready to see what he going to do in the year 2. That's going to be interesting. Keep your eyes on Chauncey Golston. He's one of the most forgotten players on this football team. And I'm telling you, he is capable. He is a player to watch for. He is. And I want to see him on this preseason run. I feel like he's going to show up and he's going to make sure he's going to be on this 53-man roster for sure. I think DQ is kind of fond of him because he's a hybrid player. You can bring him off the edge or you can bring him from the inside on the defensive tackle. So I can't wait to see Chance. I kind of like Chance. I like Chance a lot. I think he's low-key a good player, a good versatile player. But, of course, our number 1 draft pick out of Michigan, Mozzie, that's somebody to keep an eye on for sure. I don't know how much run he going to get with them saying having an injury scare, but I'm ready to see him go up against somebody. Like we said, being an interior defensive lineman, it's hard to make headline news being a defensive tackle. It just is.
Trap.
It's hard to have a highlight reel as a defensive tackle. But I do want to see him. I'm going to be focused on him when we on defense. I want to see is he moving people around. But we'll have to see how they going to play it out when it get closer to Saturday and see if they going to actually give him some run and give him some reps with that injury scare. But they said his MRI came out good. But if you ask me, anytime you get an MRI, I'm concerned. I'm sorry. We know how many times the Cowboys done lied to you. So, I'm concerned. I just don't think they just don't want us to panic right now. But hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But I am concerned. Anytime the Cowboys say something like that, I'm concerned. I'm just telling you right now. DP Johnson says, I know we all love our defensive ends, Osa and Mozzie, but Big Hank and Chauncey both had sacks on Tom Brady in the playoffs. Don't sleep on our DTs. Absolutely. See, I'm high on Osa too. I think Osa can ball, man. I think he's finna have an even better year this year. Like Osa one of the rare people that played defensive tackle that had an impact his rookie year. Like Osa actually, you remember Osa looked like he was finna be special like his rookie year. Osa was not throwing people around and making sacks and stuff his rookie year. So usually you don't get no instant production from a defensive player like that, like on the defensive line. And Osa was one of the few people who actually flashed and actually had an impact on this football team year 1. So now we just looking for Osa to find his groove and be consistent on this defensive line. Like I think Osa can play though, and I think he's just gonna get better and better. So I'm pretty fond of Osa, and but I do like Chauncey. I think we just gonna have a mean rotation on this line. I think we're gonna have a mean rotation on this line, and it's just gonna keep getting better and better. But Ghostin is somebody interesting. Now, I did Mozzie too. Now, Junior Feihoku is somebody that I'm concerned with. Now, one of the biggest things we seen on the film when we was looking at Junior Feihoku was his engine, his motor. He always was going 100%. He never took plays off. He was always an engine guy, a motor guy. But I haven't seen him make no kind of noise in camp. Like we said, it's hard to do it on the interior defensive line, but I wanted to hear something about him. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to hear some reports about him. I haven't heard no reports about this dude. So that's kind of concerning. I'm going to be paying attention to him. I'm sure he's going to get plenty run against the Jaguars. I'm sure. Y'all getting swept. Ha. Can't wait. Ha. Yeah. I told you. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. When the last time y'all swept us? Let me know that. Because we know the last time we swept y'all. So let me know that. That's all I'm saying. Isn't he moving from defensive end to interior defensive line? That might be why. Yeah, he's a hybrid. He's a hybrid. So he's going to be moving in and out. That's one thing I am happy about Chauncey, though. Because it's all of this stuff is tied in. When you think about Chauncey Ghostin, even though they've been moving him back and forth, he still found his way on the field. And a lot of times when that happens, like they trying to give you an opportunity to make this team. If they had you at one position and then change your position, either you just phenomenal enough to be able to do a lot of things, or they feel like you're a tweener and they trying to figure out where they need to use you at. And I feel like I know Chauncey was more of a tweener, but they trying to squeak out a role for him on this team. But Junior might be a person that'll spare Chauncey if he is a starter, if he is getting a lot of runs in his rotation. Junior Feihoku will be a good player that can come behind Chauncey. So they pretty much might be like in competition with each other right there. You know what I'm saying? They'll be each other real competition. Cause Junior is basically doing the same stuff that Chance is doing. Yeah, y'all know I have fun with the trolls. They must don't know who I is.
It's me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan.
Jabril says, landlord, are you worried about the O-line depth? Aside from the starting five, I haven't heard any good news coming out of the backups. Yes, I think the whole league as a whole is concerned outside of their starters. O-line is one of the positions that's like, it's a hot commodity. Like, everybody needs O-line depth. And, like, we got a lot of bodies. We just don't have them. We just don't know how good they could be in a situation like that. Like, I think all 32 teams in the NFL is praying to God that they don't have to go to their O-line depth. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But I'm pretty sure that nobody has, like, top-tier O-line depth that they love like that. But, man, I don't want to have to go too deep in our O-line depth. Because I'm going to just be real. We don't have we don't have a lot of players that we comfortable with. We got some talented players with some potential, but we don't have players that we comfortable with. I don't know too many O-line players we comfortable with. Like, if that's the case, we should have probably re-signed old man Peters or something from the stinking Eagles. But, I like Matt Waletzko. I think he can play. Not Josh Ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Austin Richards, we believe he might be okay. TJ Bass, we believe he might be okay. It's just a lot of unproven depth on this O-line that is concerning. So, yeah, I'd be a liar if I told you I wasn't concerned outside of the starting five. I think that's kind of uniform across the whole league. Everybody would be, And I think we do have a strong with the K offensive line, though, as far as our starting five. I think they pretty solid. DP Johnson says, if Junior doesn't add much more weight, I could see them trying to make him stay a left end. Don't want to, but can see us trading one of our DNs and DTs just to not lose bodies for nothing in return. Yeah, we good at that. The Cowboys always losing their stuff. We'll let them go. We'll put them on the practice squad and other teams pick them up, thinking Washington Commanders. The Commanders just stole our player, trying to put them on the practice squad. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of good players on the practice squad who going to be in danger. It is. It's going to be a lot of players that we have to put on practice squad that's good players that's going to be dangerous for them. But, like I said, Junior Feiho cool, Nelva Gallimore, Mizey, and Osa. Them some good people to watch. Shout out to Boss Cowboy in the building. What's happening, sir?
Trap.
The OG.
Trap.
What's happening with you, Mr. Boss? We in the building, man. Hey, y'all better be on the lookout for that Boss Land. It's coming back soon. And all I'm going to say is we coming out hard with it, y'all. We coming out hard. We got some good stuff planned for y'all. So we going to start back doing the Boss Land on Thursdays pretty soon. I ain't going to give y'all no date yet, but it's coming soon to a theater near you. You know what I'm saying? DP Johnson says, we like to hide players, but I think we're going to have to highlight and trade to avoid being poached this year. Exactly. Because, look, people know that Will McClay is him Jones with this recruiting, man.
It's me, I'm him, I'm not them.
They know this.
I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan.
They know Will McClay. So who don't want Will McClay sloppy seconds? Who don't? Because they looking at it. It's almost to the point that Will McClay don't miss. And look, it's like, let me see how can I state this. It's almost to the point that Will McClay don't really miss. He might just don't pick the players that work for the Cowboys. Not saying that they not good players or not saying that they won't work somewhere else. They just didn't work for the team. So it's like Will McClay really don't even miss like that. Like, they might have not been able to take a starting role from the Cowboys or stuff like that. This man still have starters that the Cowboys didn't even use. Like, it's crazy. Like, Will McClay is like that, bro. He is like that. So, all these other GMs, if they know Will McClay one of the top, you know they going to be right there scooping up the crumbs from him. So, I don't think we can hide no players. If you want them, you better put them on IR or something like they did Simi Fehoko. He better have a phantom injury all of a sudden. That's the only way you're going to be able to keep him. Because they looking at our practice squad for sure. Like, for sure. It only makes sense. If Will McClay one of the best in the league, of course, go right behind them and scoop up the players that they couldn't use. That's going to be a good tactic for some of these other people. Let's see. DP says we done had 3 of the most fire draft classes in a row while hitting 3 UDFA each year. We are going to lose players to other teams one way or other. We have to trade some of these guys. That's straight. That's true. Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you, boss. He says, yeah, that's crazy, DP, when you think about it. Like, we cashing in on all these positions. Like, it's not many different aspects that we don't have a good player at. Like, we even hitting on 5th and 6th round picks. Do y'all see Jalen Brooks out here, man? Trap. Listen, now even if Jalen Brooks don't start on this team ever, like, for him to be a 6th, 7th round pick, he already balling out. He already shocking people in camp. So you think that's gonna ever change? Like, man, Will McClay doing his thing, bro. Like, they might as well just go ahead and give Will McClay however much money he want, so we won't have to worry about him leaving ever, because we need him on this team, for real. Like, and even though I say we kind of use it, it's kind of a gift and a curse to have somebody that great. Even though we have somebody that great and Will McClay, it's kind of a gift and a curse to the Cowboys to have so much hubris till they feel like they can replace anybody. I still will take the greatness of Will McClay any day. Shout out to Boss Cowboy with the $10 super. I appreciate you, sir. Trap. Said my boy landlord, stay investing into his stuff. That sound on point. Thank you. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. You know, I got to reinvest in it, man. I'm trying to do some great stuff over here. I'm trying to be one of y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to come behind y'all in this great space that we done created. And, you know, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all motivation over there, too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do great work, great production and stuff like that. So, you know, y'all set the bar pretty high. You understand? Y'all set the bar pretty high. Y'all set the bar pretty high, boss. So I'm just trying to come and do my part, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you. DP Johnson says, as good as our safety room is, we got Bell, Coy, and Thomas looking like dogs behind them. We can platoon on defense if we really wanted to stunt. Just think about it. Yeah, man, we deep at every position. The only position that's questionable with depth is O-line and running back. Maybe. It depends on how you feel about running back. Because think about it. To me, we got a Pro Bowl running back in Tony, and we got a capable back in Malik Davis, and we got a potential capable back in Deuce Vaughn. In the other team, we just want that hammer at running back. That's the only thing we missing. But we still got 3 capable running backs, I feel like. So if you look at the depth, I'll say O-line is the only thing we kind of scarce at. O-line is the only thing we kind of scarce at. And kicker. Yeah, kicker. Boss said, I want to see the kicker under the lights. Yeah, kicker is very concerning. I forgot about that. Yeah, and we got Rico. Like, we actually got backs, y'all. It's just not the backs that y'all want. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the backs that like, in particular, by name and stuff that we want. But I don't think the running game going to be as bad as a lot of people think it is. But I will say, if we was lacking that depth at any position, it'll definitely be on the O-line and kicker. Because, look, quarterback, we got a capable back in Cooper Rush. You know, you rather like him or not, but he won 5 games for you last year. He won a few games for you last year. So you got a capable backup at quarterback. We just went over the running back depth. Wide receiver depth, what? You got about 20 wide receivers, sir.
Trap.
Shout out to Miss Patrice with the $4.99. She says that editing on the tight end video was fire. I appreciate you, Miss Patrice. I'm trying to be motivated to do more videos like that, standalone videos. So y'all make sure y'all go support that, man. Let me know y'all appreciate it. I will be trying to kick out some more of that stuff like that. But we just went over that. Like, we got 20 wide receivers. Tight ends, we got tight ends galore. We had so many, we let up basically one of the best tight ends go because we had so many. And then defense, we got a whole bunch of defensive linemen. We got one of the top pressure defensive lines in football. We got one of the best safeties in football. It's one position on defense I might be concerned about, and it's linebacker. But I still like the linebackers we got. I just got to see them play. I like Jabril Cox. I like Damone Clark. I like Devin Harper. I like all them linebackers. So linebacker might be one that's concerning. Shout out to Skywalker still in the building. What's happening, sir? He said these backs got talent. They do. See, we don't hear that enough. A lot of people just concerned about who we don't have, and they don't give credit to who we have. That's a problem. But he said it'll come down to the run scheme and play calls for it, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Like I said, man, these backs have a lot of talent. Like we just I don't know what it is. Like, I think everybody's just worried about the hammer because Zeke gone. And that's understandable, man, but we got some talented backs, y'all. We really do. And I think them boys finna show up. I can't wait to see Deuce Vaughn in the open field. Like, I just want us to start back with some screens. We got to get this screen game back, y'all. Like, we got to get this screen game back. Because a lot of them yardage situations, like, it don't got to be a bomb every time. It ain't got to be a 13-yard pass every time. Like, you can get some easy yardage as far as the screen go. We just completely neglected the screen game. We got to get that back. We got an athletic enough O-line, in my opinion. They might just don't be want to run them old linemen like tiring them or something. Shout out to Tracy Hodge. I don't know if I ever seen you in the trap, but I appreciate you, sir. He says you doing well, trap business, 100. I appreciate you, sir. I really do. But yeah, man, we completely neglected the screen game. And I feel like Mike McCarthy, he's gonna do the little small stuff that only makes sense. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about stuff like that. Like the normal common sense stuff, the 101 type stuff that Kellen Moore lacked at, I think Mike McCarthy gonna do that easily. And just those little common sense sprinkles that we needed, that's gonna take us further than a lot of that extravagant double reverse stuff that Kellen Moore was trying to do. Thomas A says, watch landlord, our running attack is going to be NFL's best. It seems like every year Cowboy fans moan about certain positions. What happens that position end up being NFL's best? You ain't lying. We do be kind of panicking on it. Easy buttons definitely need to be incorporated. Exactly. Easy buttons meaning easy yardage plays like screens and stuff like that, bro. Like, it seems like they just put every yard that need to be gained on Dak Prescott. Like, bro, it's other ways to get easy plays. Like, do y'all actually watch Kansas City? Because I don't think people actually watch them. Because I think it's just it's something in people's head that just Patrick Mahomes is just moving water and parting seas and moving mountains and stuff by himself. I don't think they actually watch them boys. Because if you did, you will see that Patrick Mahomes got a lot of easy little plays that they do and schemes to get them open, get them easy yardage. Like, they do little tight end screens and stuff all the time. But you don't hear people talk about that. And all you hear is verbiage like Dak friendly. That right there kind of pissed me off. I'm going to be real.
Trap.
When they say goofy stuff like that, y'all need to pay attention. Dak friendly is really just it's really just some buffoonery when you think about it, because every offense is friendly to their quarterback, but you only hear that kind of verbiage in a negative way when we talking about Dak Prescott. If your offense wasn't favoring your quarterback, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna look you dead in the eye and tell you you's a fool. If your offense isn't specialized and customized to your quarterback, sir, you are a fool, and you need to fire your OC immediately. So that stuff that you hear only in Cowboy land, Dak friendly, you hear Jerry Jones and other people saying goofy stuff like this, but every offense is friendly to their what? Quarterback. And if it ain't, you need to get rid of that dude immediately.
Trap.
That's all I'm saying. Name an offense that, why would your offense go against your quarterback? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you got a running quarterback, but all you doing is staying in the pocket throwing bombs. Do that make sense? No, but you only hear verbiage like this when you in Dallas. That's the only time you hear crazy stuff like that. So that's why you got to understand, man, this is why our independent content creators and content creators of all, like Skywalker Steel, Boss Cowboy, me, myself, Vach, all these great Cowboy content creators, West Coast, all of our people we got, HTM, it's the list go on and on. But we going to be here to let you know the real. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to give you exactly what you need to hear. We're going to cipher through all the BS that the mainstream put out there against your team, and we're going to give it to you real, whether it's negative or positive. We're going to give it to you how it's supposed to be delivered to you. So that's why you got to support your content creators, the people out here putting in the time, giving you their time to get it out there to the masses, man. Because I ain't going to lie, I done been a fan like y'all before, and we had nobody to speak on our behalf. We just had the, man, when the Cowboys lose, bro, I used to just go black. I'm going to be real with y'all. When the Cowboys lose a game, man, I used to start watching everything on TV. I wouldn't watch nothing for a whole week, bro. I promise. I don't want to hear nothing. Yeah, new media. That's why we so important, bro. We had nobody to swing back for us. We just had to take all the punches. We had to eat them. But now it's time we got people that's going to speak on our behalf. That's what's so great about this, man. And this is why you got to support this. We got people that's going to fight for us. We got people that's going to take the time and dedicate it and look into it in depth and show you why that's BS that they talking on the TV. And these boys is clowns. Just like your boy Shady McCoy. Ain't that peculiar? I'm finna get up off of here, but y'all gonna have me preach. Ain't that peculiar that Shady McCoy come to Cowboys camp to come and confront a news writer, a beat reporter? Why you ain't saying nothing to Dak Prescott though, sir? Why you ain't saying nothing to Dak Prescott? You came and confronted a beat writer. How you gonna come and confront a beat writer? Then they say he didn't talk to no players. He chunked the deuces after that. That shows you a lot. That shows you a lot, bro. Why you been saying this, man? You been talking dirt about this man his whole career since you been on TV, and you ain't have enough, like you weren't man enough about yourself to address this man personally. He right there. You been talking about him, stand on it. In my opinion, you gotta stand on that. You don't just get away with stuff like that. And no, the burden is not on Dak Prescott. You the one been talking. He ain't said nothing. You in his territory, go confront the man. Go let him know how you feel. See, that's all week. You gonna go confront a reporter. That's ooh, I almost said some words. I almost said something. But we'll let him ride. We already know when we see Shady, we gonna slide. He look, I ain't saying, because it would have been like this now.
Creeping on the cover, baby.
Should have been one of these right here now. Don't play with us now. Should have been one of them now. I'm telling you. But man, I appreciate all the love and support, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. I appreciate everybody, man. And you know why they hate us? Because they ain't us, and we are what? The greatest, man. You already know that, man. Make sure y'all support.
Yeah.
Landlord Sports. Let's get it. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day, man. Yeah. Let's go.
and this is greatness defined. Every line is divine, verses boggle your mind. And every song, man, I swear, just get better with time. No matter how much shade they throwing, I still manage to shine. I don't know why they so obsessed with mine. I'm all they think about. Go in their house, they probably got my pics in the
creators that slide through, man. Shout out to Boss Cowboy Sports. Shout out to Skywalker Steel.
I know my time coming, I guess I'm a wait and see. I'm too cocky and confident that humble ain't for me, Lord.
Shout out
me
to
with my
the trap, man.
egotistical ways, but I'm amazed how they display such miserable hate. I never paid attention to what most to say. Their words are unimportant like prepositional phrase. They wanna see me crash and burn a ridiculous blaze, but yet I rise like the phoenix. Show these people I'm great enough. Yeah, I know these haters can't stand me. Well, take a seat. I do it for the family. So bring the block to the Grammys, and if you try to stop me, you need a plan B. Yeah, I just do it for the real.
Hey, that boy Shader was looking behind his back the whole interview. I swear to God, go watch it. That boy head was on a swivel the whole interview.
Got flow flowing, it's mind blowing.
Let's go.
I'm flamboyant when brainstorming, it's fair warning. For my opponents that will be mourning before the morning. Every beat I eat and destroy, that's what the fans wanted. The hot topic, you try to
shout out to Vincent Johnson with the 999 at the buzzer, man. I appreciate you, sir. I really do. Thank you, sir. Y'all support Landlord Sports, man. Let's go.
Assembled by the avenue, so I gotta pay homage to the hood to show my gratitude. And then my attitude is similar to an animal. These ain't half as cool, I got different levels to tap into. I am the truth.
The song over now.
These are God-level lyrics. I should be on Mount Olympus. My music therapeutic to the real people. Spirit like it came from ancient Kemet. Ain't nobody messing with me. I'm the great. Yeah, I know these haters can't stand me. We'll take a seat.
Let's go.
I do it for the family. So
it's B4L over here, man. That's what time it is. We ain't gonna let these haters just get off on the Cowboys as long as I'm in here. I promise. We soon back over here. Real talk. And not only am I the greatest, we are the greatest. You know they hate us because they ain't us. You know these haters want to try to suppress our success. But nevertheless, we pass every single test with flying colors like no other. And like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.